Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's On at DisneyPlus.com. It's Friday, it's time for your quick Disney Plus news roundup where I'm going to be talking about my first thoughts on the Muppets Mayhem series coming soon, plus much more. But make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. Okay, so let's kick off. Not a huge amount of news today because of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 hitting cinemas. That's where all the attention's on. So there's not been a huge amount of new releases today, but with a Star Wars Day yesterday, they did add some new avatars to Disney Plus. You now can go to the profile settings and you've got 4 new options for new characters from Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures, which dropped onto Disney Plus yesterday. So if you're checking out the show over the weekend, at least now you can set your kids up with these profiles, or if you really want Nubs, I mean, he just looks so cool. He's like a little koala bear with a Jedi. He just looks great. But yeah, so let me know if you're going to be picking out one of these profiles for your Disney Plus avatar. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. It's also been revealed by Deadline that Tracy Morgan is going to be starring in the upcoming second season of the Santa Clauses. He's going to be playing the Easter Bunny. Looks like it's just going to be a cameo, so maybe just like one small appearance. Filming has recently wrapped on it, so it's going into post-production now, and it's set to be released on Disney Plus later this year. So this sort of series is slowly coming together, so hopefully we get some more information on this pretty soon, but I wouldn't imagine we're going to find out much more about this show now until we at least get to the other side of the summer, because let's be honest, we don't really want too much Santa Claus information in the middle of the summer. But let me know if you're excited about this second season in the comments below. Okay, with it being Friday, let's now talk about what's new on Disney Plus today. The big new release in cinemas is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So that's where Disney's kind of focus is on today. So nothing too big to be looking forward to. But there have been some new stuff added. So globally, we did get a brand new Latin American special, Intertwined Live. So you can watch that on there if you're a fan of the Latin American series. The second season is going to be coming out later this month. So that's the big Disney Plus original. There were some new Star originals as well. There was a new Latin American series called Planners. And also internationally, we did get the second season of Taste the Nation, and that's on Hulu in the United States. For some reason, they kind of, here in the UK, they added in the holiday special, and then they've kind of extended it out a little bit. So it's a little bit messy in terms of the numbers of the episodes in there, but at least we've got those now. So if you want to check that series out. There's also some other new content added onto Disney Plus today. In the United States, they got Rise of the Silver Surfer, the Fantastic Four film. So if you're glutton for punishment, you can check that one out. I wouldn't. You've also got in there Path of the Panther, which is a new National Geographic documentary, so I'd say watch that one instead. There's also a new documentary all about King Charles, so that one's out in the US and in Australia and New Zealand. In Canada, they got a new documentary that came out last year about the Queen for some reason. Unfortunately, you would think it would make sense to put it on here in Disney Plus in the UK, but no, it's gone to the National Geographic channel, so once it goes to linear, then we don't know what's going on with the rules. It's all over the place. But yeah, so definitely those are the things to watch this weekend. But obviously we had a lot of stuff this week with the Star Wars Visions and everything arriving yesterday, so check that one out. We had the Ed Sheeran documentary, so there's plenty of stuff to watch this weekend, but let me know what you're going to be watching. And moving on to our question of the day, Brendan asked, this Percy Jackson series is getting closer to release, am I right? Definitely looking forward to seeing how this one turns out. 2024 is going to be a big year. So yeah, I think Percy Jackson and the Olympians is going to be a big series. I hope so. I hope people check it out. The books are well loved. Hopefully it brings people in. Hopefully the story and the show is just enough to get big audiences in. Disney Plus desperately needs some big live action series that's not Marvel or Star Wars to get some attention, and hopefully that one is it. There's a lot of pressure on this one, so hopefully we do get that one pretty soon. I imagine we're probably not going to see anything like trailers or anything until much later this year, but at least now we know it's coming in 2024. Okay, and finally let's now talk about the Muppets Mayhem, a brand new series of 10 episodes that are coming out on the 10th of May. So this series, they're about 25 minutes each, and you get the group of the Electric Mayhem band, so that includes Animal, Dr. Teeth, Floyd, whatever, and I really wanted to like this series. I really did, but it was so disappointing. It was so bland and boring. I really didn't like it. The problem is essentially you've got 10 episodes, and during the episodes, you know, that you're following the band trying to kind of come together to record the album that they never did because they've just been kind of too busy, and it kind of follows many of the kind of things that we've seen in documentaries like The Beatles Get Back, and you know, trying to get the teams together, and then they end up splitting up, and then they've all got to come back together again for a big show at the end. but it's just so long-winded. It's just, I don't fit. And it's supposed to be a comedy, and I didn't laugh once. The comedy it just did not hit with me at all. And I don't know who they're aiming the jokes at. Are older people that that like music from the 60s and the 70s? A lot of the humor seems to be kind of taking the mick out of that. But like younger kids aren't really going to get that. Just Animal, turns up here and there, and there's no other Muppets in it. You're not seeing. Like Kermit or Miss Piggy, those are all out. So I understand putting some attention on these other characters, but this would have been so much better had it been a movie rather than a series. It just did not warrant 10 episodes. They could have condensed this story down, got all the gags in, done all that, and that would have worked really well. Instead, it's just so stretched out. But you literally can go from episode 1 to episode 10, and the clip at the beginning of episode 10 would pretty much mean you wouldn't have to watch any of it, and you would know what has happened. Taking characters that generally only have a couple of minutes normally for a comedy routine or some kind of skit, and trying to stretch out into this series. The acting and stuff, it's fine for what it is. I mean, I can see what they're trying to do with it, but it's just too long-winded for me. One of the things with this series is I've been hoping that the Muppets was going to be able to find a way forward and move around and kind of work out how to work in today's life, and this just isn't it. I just didn't find it funny. I didn't think it was that good. I'm not sure if it's one of those things of I'm going to be interested to see how other people react to it. This is the kind of thing I was just like, when I'm watching it, I go, oh, can this episode just end already? And that's never a good sign when I'm literally like, can I just get this out the way? And it kind of, again, it just did not click with me at all. And unfortunately, yeah, it just was not... you could have, like I said, you could have squashed this down into a 90-minute movie, and it probably could have worked. As a Disney Plus original, but trying to do it as 10 episodes, it was just too long-winded, and the jokes just didn't hit for me. Lots of celebrity cameos and things like that in it, but that's just not enough. I'll be honest, half the cameos I didn't even know who they were, and that might be it. Again, are you going for an older audience that likes the Muppets and kind of into it and might know who they are? You're going for a younger... It's just a very mess... It's perfectly fine, and I'm hoping that people will enjoy it. But for me, it was a complete dud. I was really disappointed in it. I was hoping it was going to be a lot better than this. Because I remember seeing the band when they came out at D23 and they're performing live. It was lovely, and I was really looking forward to the series. But yeah, it was just way too long, and it just wasn't funny. But there we go. The Muppets Mayhem is coming to Disney Plus on the 10th. Let me know, are you going to be checking it out? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Remember to go check us out over at what's on at disneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe. Check us out on Sunday night. There's going to be a live Q&A, and this one's going to be open to everyone because of the coronation this weekend. So we'll just open up to everyone. So that'll be the usual time. There'll also be an interview with some of the stars from Saint X going up on Saturday, and I'll be back on Monday when I have a Disney Plus news update. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend, especially those of you here in the UK and Ireland. We're going to have a long weekend because of the coronation. Hopefully you have street parties or food or just have some time off. Great. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. See you guys soon. Latest.